gold. Well, they got salt from everybody else.
Oh.
Yeah, but like they actually had gold. And then these guys were the Indian Ocean. And they had gold. They had metals. And they had spices that they got from Southeast Asia. I'm not really sure why. Maybe you could look that up and tell us. Coffee was native here. Coffee. I know. Miss Cambridge.
That wasn't her real name.
What is her real name?
She didn't tell us.
Okay, great. It was native here, but these people, the Ethiopians specifically, were responsible for diffusing coffee to the rest of the world. And I think the story goes that like a farmer's goat ate a coffee bean or a coffee berry, because the beans are actually in the berries of the coffee plant, and the goat went crazy, like crazy caffeinated. And he was like, whoa, that looks like kind of fun. And Muslims, they're not allowed to drink alcohol because it's forbidden. So they're like, yo, coffee, this might be the next best thing. So, and then coffee starts spreading from Africa at that point. It clouds their relationship with, Muhammad. So, guys, we're going to use this information to look at the CCOT very briefly. Plenty of time. I'm doing so good today. I'm going to hand you another chart.
Yay.
Shush!
I
You love charts.
Yeah.
Well, you guys,
Charts.
you guys are going to be looking at the CCOT over the weekend. CCOT. Not a change in continuity over time. Sure. Yep. Yeah, you guys can do anything with those to organize those notes. I am not, they're notes. It's just another way to organize the information. Now, this is a CCOT chart, and what this will do is this will show you, where did I just put that pen?
You may have said it later.
So this is a CCOT chart, and what we're going to do as a class is kind of fill this in a little bit using Africa as our background. Over the weekend, you guys are going to watch CCOT videos like we did with the DBQ. All right, and you're going to fill out this chart for your timeline that you made over the summer. Okay. And then, yeah, Julia? So that you guys can see this later if you want it. I tried. No, it's the screen, not you guys. It's just the screen. Yeah, no. I don't want to see myself. I'm good. I saw what I looked like in the mirror this morning. I was like, oh, well, good enough. So, guys, we're going to look at the CCOT. This is important that you follow along so that you're not so confused over the weekend because this is confusing. What did I just say, Eric? Yeah. Pay attention, my friend.
Videos in CCOT.
Well, okay. That's pretty good.
You put the puzzle together.
All right. So, guys, if we're looking at the question that I have at the top of the board, it says, analyze the changes and continuities in Africa between 600 and 1400 CE. So, you have this chart, right, that we just did that shows North, West, and East Africa. So that's basically Africa. All right. What I want to do is look through that and what themes do you see that you want to cover in your CCOT? Where do you see changes or continuities, things that stayed the same? Either changes or things that stayed the same throughout the time period. Go ahead, look at your chart, the East, West, and North one, and see where you see changes or continuities. Something that stays the same. Continue is the root word. Yeah, Grace. Did you hear what Grace said? Islam's a continuity. Trade is a continuity. So now I need a difference. Okay, go ahead.
Like the things that they traded, or like, because it went from this regular trade to, or like salt and gold.
So the things that they traded?
Where are they traded?
Now, but over time. Like, did those things change over time?
I don't know.
But isn't tax costing a difference?
That would have been a difference.
Didn't the empires change it?
The empires changed over time. I would go with that. And you know what? I'm going to go against Islam right now. I don't know if that's a continuity because we're talking about what time period? 600 to 1400 on this question, right?
Oh.
So Islam would be a change. We can still use it as one of our themes, just know that it's going to be a change and not so much continuity.
Would it be a change from animism to Islam?
Yeah. Yeah. We can handle it that way and do the themes like that along the side. What's another way that we can do themes? What are 3 themes that you're seeing here? North, west, and east. So what do you guys prefer? Do you want to do north, west, and east, or do you want to do topics? Topics? You guys feel better about topics? Okay, then let's do that. So, what do I want my first one to be? What did you guys say? Trade?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, write it down. And then our other one was Islam. And then on the back, just turn it over. I'm going to go to the next slide. And on the back, our last one was empires. Thank you. Oh, I can't see. All of them, really. If you think about West Africa, it started out with Ghana, and then it changed to Mali, and then it changed to Songhai. If you look at East Africa, it starts out with like the Bantu migrations, and then from there the Islamic people come in, and same thing with North Africa. It starts out with the North Africans, and then the Muslims come in.
Well, what happened though? Like, are we mentioning the fourth one?
Songhai ends up getting taken over by the Europeans when they come.
So
All right.
Like a Mali.
So, guys, characteristics at the beginning of the time period for trade. What are some characteristics here? What was trade about? It could be any type of characteristic. Okay. So what did they trade at the beginning? Salt, gold, raw materials, right? Yeah.
Spices.
Well, okay, so that would fit under here, spices. All right. Now, what were some of the continuities? And continuities are going to go in here, changes will go in here. So what are some of the continuities of trade? This one's an easy one.
Where they traded.
Where they traded, maybe? How about that just trade was going on? Because trade was here, but it's also at the end of the time period too, right? And sometimes, guys, it's easier to do this and then this. So do the beginning and then the end and then do the middle. Do you want to try that too? So what are some of the characteristics at the end of the time period? Trade. What are some characteristics at the end of the time period? What they traded. So we're still trading salt, right? Bless you. We're still trading gold. We're still trading raw materials.
What's a raw material?
Stuff that grows from the ground that hasn't been processed at all yet. And they're still trading luxury items. What's something new that we haven't talked about yet that they were trading around 1400?
Ideas. Religion.
They were trading that the whole time, but we can say that religion. They were probably trading that too. Hey, slaves. Towards the end, the 1400s, that's where we're getting into the slave trade with the Portuguese setting up their trading post there. They're like, yo, these are, horrible Christians. They're not Christians. They're running around in loincloths and worshiping dead animals. They couldn't possibly be good enough to not be slaves. You know what I'm saying? Crazy Christians. So then, guys, I see what's going on before and I see what's going on at the end, and I have my continuities. So they were trading, where trade was occurring, what they traded was a continuity, right? As far as the raw materials. And then what's a key change? Slaves. You guys are awesome. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more difficult, and I want to do this before I let you guys go. The analysis of changes and continuities. So why did these things change or continue? So Why did this stuff stay the same?
Because they needed it.
Because they needed it. It stayed valuable, maybe. So there was, what's that called? Yeah, but there's like an economic term for it.
Demand.
Demand, thank you. Demand was still there. And what else did we say? Demand existed and
Like in
Value.
Levi's.
what's that?
Value.
Value. Okay. And then as far as why this changed, why do you think slaves become a trade item?
Because they needed.
Because of who? The Portuguese and European invasion.
Is that the end of the chapter?
It may not have been in the chapter. That's why I didn't really bring it up.
So like, why did that, it's mentioned briefly, why did the Asian conquest?
Well, because the Europeans come in and they're like, whoa, look at all you horrible non-Christians. Let us save you from the burning hellfires and make you Christian. Take you back to our homes and make you slaves and you can work for us. Wow, it's a win-win. Not a win-win.
Thank you. Or slaves.
Yeah, but slavery didn't have that negative connotation. Do you see what I'm saying? It was like, you're just working for us. And the Africans, they were like, okay. But then as they started seeing that this wasn't okay, there was that, yeah, that's where the negative connotation starts. Do you guys feel pretty confident about how to do this? Now, here's what I want you to think about. Watch the videos tonight over the weekend, okay? Follow the steps. It's on My Big Campus under essays, general essay info, under CCOT. And there's a bundle in there that has all the steps that you need to take over this weekend.
And finish this chart.
You don't need to finish this chart. This was just, hey, this is how we would do this.
We're just watching the video.
You're just watching the videos and following the directions in the bundle. You're gonna have to fill out 2 charts by the end of the weekend.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys did awesome today. Messed up.